From Hollywood, California, where aspiring actors go to church on Sunday to network with other actors, it's the Josh Macuga Show. Tonight's guest, Nick Scarpino. And now your host, a guy who just a top hat, then returned it an hour later. It's Josh Macuga.
What's up, Josh Macuga Show fans? We are back here for another episode. Before we get into it, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh Macuga. There's also a Facebook page that I really just post links on because Facebook scares me. I don't know why, but it really I just don't. Facebook is coming for me. It's like an FBI agent, and I'm not really there for it. But listen, you can also subscribe to the channel here. We have a Patreon campaign, but if you're out there, it's like middle of the winter and you are, let's say you're at a party and you have to go outside to pee the Josh Macuga Show in the snow, subscribe, like, and that kind of thing. It helps spread the word in kind of an inappropriate way, but also funny and more permanent because pee stays in snow longer than most other things. Tonight, my guest, man crush from day one. And, you know, we hit it off. Two bearded Italians, one from Northern California, one from Pittsburgh. He's just a hell of a guy. We both have great beards. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Scarpino.
Thank you. Beard to beard.
Beard to beard.
Beard to beard is what we're going to call it one day.
You know, listen.
As soon as we're in the same zip code, we're doing a show called Beard to Beard.
Beard to beard.
And it's going to be
sponsored by like
choice.
Harry's.
For him or whatever. Yeah, whatever the beard.
Just for men?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we could get beard sponsors, no problem.
We'll go down to the local barbershop, you and me. Pitch them two at a time. You know what I'm saying? You and me. No, we don't pitch them two at a time. The two of us pitch them one at a time.
It'll be the first ever Siamese twin beard show.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
It'll be like Stuck on You, but
Can I
beards.
ask you, do you have a beard guy or do you do the beard yourself? Because I see the hard line in there.
Yeah.
Which
you do
came
hard
at
line.
me. I don't do a hard line. I keep it all natural. I do the Wolverine up top, hard line on the bottom.
Okay. Well, the hard line on the bottom is important, but
well, yeah. Otherwise, then there's just hair from the top of my head all the way down to my tippy toes.
I have like this. Well, yeah, mine's like a sweater vest. Once it started connecting,
dude, you gotta you can shave the wife beater into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
It was the old Italian joke. It's like, where do Italians stop shaving? Where their chain starts.
Oh yeah. God, that's so true. I've had so many chains.
I went to a beard guy before my wedding, and it was like life changing, right? So.
In a good way or bad way?
Oh,
people have had bad.
Good way.
Okay.
This guy treated my face like I was the bell of the ball.
Did he give you the hot towel treatment?
Everything. It was incredible.
Tell you you're pretty.
And, oh yeah, he made me feel like $1 million. He even followed me on Instagram after.
Did he really?
Like, Jesus, this is
That's
incredible.
Awesome.
It's the greatest thing
really
in my
wants
life.
a good tip. There it is.
Yeah. So, but I've started to just like kind of find my angles, figure it out. You know, I think on the Beard to Beard podcast, we'll just talk about that more. You guys can find it on SoundCloud, iTunes,
there it is.
Podbean.
Subscribe. Give us a like, a share.
Wherever they also do. Anchor, fucking, I don't know, where else are they doing podcasts these days?
You
are Mr. Podcast.
I do a lot of podcasts.
You're the king of the podcast.
But fun fact, I don't do any of the administrative aspects of the podcast.
Okay.
I just appear in them, say horrible stuff, they cut most of it out, and then I go home.
That was like the first 120 episodes of this show.
Yeah.
It was just guest talk.
Do you edit ever?
Me edit?
Like, do you edit the show? Like, do you have to edit stuff out of the show ever?
No. Like, my
It's going to be a fun one tonight, then. It's going to be super fun.
It's going to be kind of like a 90s rap song on the radio. Just like the beat and the occasional like one word and then silence.
That's going to be all we got today. Yeah, that's great.
How did this all start for you? Like with IGN and then Kind of Funny and all that kind of stuff?
So,
did you audition? Did they find you?
No. What had happened was my friend worked for a company called GameSpy, which was, if you're familiar with, I want to say like early to late 2000s PC gaming, they were the ones that did peer-to-peer like
totally
back end. If you were playing a game online, basically, they would do the servers.
Oh.
So GameSpy technology got bought out by a company called IGN,
right.
Which is a very big internet gaming magazine, basically. Not a magazine, but they're an internet media site for magazine-style content for games, which they started as a magazine, and then IGN was the offshoot of that. They were the online version of that magazine, and then
people
were like,
reading.
That online stuff will never work.
Right.
And then 2 years later, everyone... Good luck finding a paper magazine,
right.
Barnes and Noble. But so my buddy worked for them, and he saw an open an open position for a video producer. And at the time, I had been doing, I had my own small company doing like wedding videos and industrials, just whatever I could get my hands on.
That's a dream job for me. Anything wedding or bar mitzvah, anything, any place where I get to dance on a dance floor, like and start it. I had friends that were working for those party starter companies, and I honestly think I had too much energy, and they thought it was fake, and everybody knew that I was a party starter, and I wasn't the guest.
Fun fact, when you try to dance at a wedding you're supposed to be shooting, they don't like that. No, I tried that one time. You make that mistake once. No, but in all honesty, shooting weddings is the worst. Dealing with brides and grooms on the most stressful day of their life is the polar opposite of the place that I wanted to find myself. So when my friend realized that he could get a $1,000 referral fee for referring me and getting me hired, he pushed my resume harder than he's ever pushed. And when I got the call, I did the interview down in I thought it was in LA. I thought the position was supposed to be in LA, but what I didn't realize was that most of the production was in San Francisco.
Got it.
So when I got the call to go up to San Francisco that they wanted someone, and I was the guy they were looking for, oddly enough, because the person they were trying to get from Canada, they couldn't work out the visa stuff, so I was actually the second choice, which I was fine with. I was like, I'll take that, I don't care. Get me out of shooting wedding videos. I jumped on the opportunity. And they literally were like, they called me, they're like, can you be up here in a week? And as a person who, I was making nothing as a wedding videographer. I was like, I have no resources. I can't do any of this.
What you didn't make in money, you made up for in dreams and memories.
In trauma. Yeah, in nightmares. It was. I actually legitimately have nightmares sometimes where I wake up and I'm like, am I late for someone's wedding? Because there's again no more higher stress situation than like, can I say the F word on the show?
Sure.
Fucking up someone's wedding.
Right.
Yeah, that's terrible. And I have in fact fucked up a couple weddings. Like this is back in the day when cameras they ran out of mini DV tapes.
Oh,
Remember those?
Yeah.
And so every once in a while you wouldn't know if the tape fucked up.
Yeah.
And so there was a string of like 5 or 6 weddings that I had shot before it went to post because I was working as a freelancer for this other organization. They started calling me up going, hey man, this footage is borked. Like the ceremonies are jacked up.
Borked? Is that a Northern California word?
That's a
I like that word. I like
guy
borked.
Term. Yeah, it's messed up.
Oh, totally
there were just
borked
glitches throughout the whole thing, and so for like a year straight, I was just traumatized by it. Because most of them were actually really cool. They were like, whatever, just give us our money back. It's fine. We like the pictures. But there were a couple people that were like, you have ruined my life. You have ruined my life.
No, I know what that feels
like. And now,
like.
having been married for 5 years, I was like, that is the least of your problems.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. So moved up to San Francisco, did that.
Do you like living there? Honestly.
I did not like living there.
Did you come from here?
Time. I came from Southern California. Yeah, I'm originally from a small town called Riverside, California.
Oh, yeah.
Which is in the
cops are loving it.
Which is in a place called which is the most aggressive county name.
Inland Empire.
The Inland Empire. Not San Bernardino County, not Los Angeles Greater Los Angeles County.
It's an empire.
The fucking empire. Don't mess with us. We don't play by the same rules that you people play by.
I did a radio show there, and they were like, IE till I DIE, and I was like, take it easy.
A lot of people do from meth. Yeah, a lot of people die from meth there.
Yeah,
so there it is.
First of all, there's not a river in Riverside. That's the old Maximini joke.
Yeah.
Been
a lot of orange trees, though.
A lot of orange trees.
Yeah.
The Inland Empire, again, very aggressive. The gang in my suburban high school outside Pittsburgh was called the Empire, and this was their sign. They just went like this.
Oh, that's hardcore.
And I wasn't in the Empire because you had to ride a dirt bike, and I was scared of motorcycles.
I still am.
That's most of the reason I couldn't be in the gang.
You'd be, you know what, if I started a gang.
Would I be in it?
Number one. Number one.
Conciliary.
We got to take, oh my God, yes.
Shit.
It's Godfather thing you guys don't understand out there. You're not Italian enough. Although, oddly, it's on Netflix. Watch it all.
You were at GameSpy, then IGN.
So GameSpy, it turns out they opened that rec. They were like, we don't need a producer. It's all for IGN. We're just kind of getting another head in.
Got it.
So I started on the team when it was me and about 4 other guys.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this is pre-HD. This is downloadable
720s.
Video.
Whoa.
Like people would, if you wanted to watch a trailer for like Halo
AOL.
or whatever, you'd go and you'd right click on it and download whatever file format. They were like, you had to make the flashes, but a lot of people weren't streaming back then. I mean, they weren't doing a lot of pre-release, things like that. And so I came right at the cusp of when everything went from being downloadable to start streaming and then streaming from SD to HD.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how familiar you are with video games, but the first few months I was there, the Xbox, 360.
The
360 launched.
Okay.
The one is the newest one. And so we had to figure out how to capture gameplay footage in 1080p. 720 and 1080.
You know what you do? You set up an old camcorder and you videotape the television. It works totally fine.
I have done that more times than you would possibly know. No kidding, because I used to go to E3. I still go to E3 every year. And at E3, they won't allow you to take direct feed. You have to shoot what's called off-screen footage. And there are all these absurd rules about off-screen footage, specifically from some of the companies that are a little more conservative.
Don't take your pants off.
Try not to steal anything. for the love of God, stop killing people on the floor. We have to call the cops.
Right.
No, but they would be like, you have to have someone's shoulder in it, or you have to make sure it's like you can see the TV screen so people don't think the game quality is terrible. All those little stupid things that were growing pains of the video game industry that are now, like now you go and there's like, oh, you want direct feed? There's like an HDMI port.
Right.
And you just plug in and it routes it through.
It's
and you
kind
just
of
hit
like
record on your thing that's this big, when back in 2010 or 2008, I used to have to carry a Pelican case with me this big to like Japan just to get one little piece of footage of whatever the new Metal Gear game was.
It's kind of like dating now. It's like back in the day you had to like call people and actually talk to humans. Now it's just like swipe right and they show up naked.
Yeah, that was rubbish.
Yeah.
It's so much better now.
Well, I'll tell you what's better.
Yeah.
Is the next segment of this show.
Oh.
That's called a transition.
Love
Nick.
it. Good segue.
You guys are welcome.
Segue.
What? No?
Point it out.
Ah, shit. You're right. Okay, sorry. And here we are. Okay. We're going to play a game tonight.
Okay.
We're going to talk more about career and comedy and all that kind of stuff.
Beautiful.
But we're going to play a game tonight. It's called Definition Demolition.
What is this mid-90s pot chest you
Whoa,
have
whoa,
here?
whoa. How did you know? First of all,
I fucking smoked my
first of all, I've
mid-90s.
said this before many a time on the show. My parents went to England when I was like 4, and I was like, bring back a treasure chest. I want a little treasure chest. So I thought I was Indiana Jones. And then when I got to like the 9th grade, I was like, guess what I'm putting in this?
Yeah.
Weed.
A lot of weed. Yeah. It fits my pipe perfectly.
So it still smells a little like weed. Well, it's more like pipe tobacco. Can you
That's
smell
weed,
the
bro.
pipe?
That's weed. You know what that's weed and like that weird incense that people that smoked
Yeah.
weed in high school thought made the weed smell go away?
No. It just
it never
made my
did.
whole house stink.
Yeah,
So here's what it is.
Okay.
There's a verb in here, and there's a noun in here.
Okay.
And you have to pick a verb and a noun,
Okay.
and then create the definition of what this is, and maybe it'll make it to Urban Dictionary one day. More than
Okay.
likely, it'll just live forever in the ether of the internet.
Love it. In
Of
the
the
comment
Ethernet.
section. Do I pick now?
Pick now.
Lovely. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Solid. Cell phone.
Solid cell phone.
Now, solid cell phone is a saying when you are the person who refuses to upgrade to the new iPhone. Okay? You are the guy still stuck on the iPhone 5S when everyone calls it a toy. What is that toy in your hand? But the one person who appreciates the fact that we live in a society that throws things away all willy-nilly looks at you and he goes, hey man, solid cell phone.
That is getting it.
Was I that person for a long time? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I give in and to the awesome power of the iPhone 10? I did. I did.
Well, you wanted that facial recognition because you wanted to be Tom Cruise in GameSpy.
No, I just wanted a phone that wasn't tiny.
Was there ever a movie called GameSpy starring Tom Cruise? Should we write it? Would you like to guys? Let's write it.
You want to write it right now?
Yeah,
let's
writing
do it. I
right
love it.
now.
I'm in.
Okay, we're gonna put 3 more words from definition demolition
Okay.
in it. You ready? Go
Let's
ahead.
go. This pillow,
Yeah.
bane of my existence.
You don't have to touch it. You just leave it alone.
It wants to be. It's itchy.
Oh,
Sugar packet.
itchy sugar packet.
Itchy.
Yikes.
Now I'm not going to go as nasty as you think I'm going to go on this one. The itchy sugar packet is that one packet when you go to the diner, right? You get
Yeah.
your kids, you bring your kids to the diner, right? They're trying to eat out of little jelly packets. You're like, no, you can't. I can't tell you anymore that you're too fat, kid, but you're too fat, right?
Uh-huh.
Then you always look over, and there's the thing, the caddy with all the sugar in it.
Yeah.
And there's the one packet that's sticking up, right? And it's like crusted over because someone spilled coffee on it, and it's just gone into everything else. And you try to pick it up, and it just doesn't feel right because
Yeah.
it is the itchy sugar packet.
Nailed it. I feel like you were kind of doing State of the Union, like you say about 15 words, and we're all like,
I feel like this is just cathartic for me because I was the kid that constantly. You guys know have Coco's out here? Coco's the diners.
we
used to
have
be the
Coco
kid.
the monkey.
Well, there it is. I was the kid that ate.
George
I would just
Costanza.
eat all of the little individual jelly packets.
Yeah.
Before the meal.
oh, the Smuckers.
Yeah, I would just open
Were
them
you
up
a
and
fat
eat 'em.
kid?
Oh God, I was a fat kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
That's-
I had husky jeans, as they called it. It went like, like in kid jeans, it was like sizes and then husky.
No,
and my mom would be like, don't even look at the sizes yet, fatty. You're husky.
I'm very familiar with the husky gene. I am familiar with the pain that is having to root through all of the genes to find that one size that is wider than it is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old snow cone, the waffle cone.
God, it's the worst. Thank God I grew up in the 90s when baggy jeans were in.
I know,
Because he was
Jenkos.
like, this is, Jenkos, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
dude. Yeah, they were
God, I
basically,
wanted
you
them.
were just basically wearing just like long tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a skirt, basically, with
basically.
the bottom
All right, let's do 2 more.
All right, 2 more. Here we go. What is this? Sorry. Snappy
Oh, snappy.
hot dog.
Oh, the snappy hot dog.
Now, a snappy hot dog is what in Germany they call a sausage. Okay? But since America, we don't speak German, we can't say the word sausage because our soft palates will not allow us to get that word out.
Yeah.
We go there, they cook them real good with a beer, like a broth, like a really well cooked broth. When you bite into it, it snaps. Snappy sausage. That's what it's called. Snappy hot dog is what it's called.
We're getting some nods from the crowd.
Yeah.
A lot of nods.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a full smattering of applause. All right, let's do one more.
All right, one more. Last one. Let's make this good. Let's make this sexual. Ginger.
Oh.
Starting off well. Starting off well. Mustache.
The ginger mustache.
The
A
ginger
mustache.
Mustache.
I like that you pronounce it very English gentleman, mustache.
Yeah.
Instead of like mustache.
Yes.
Oh, that's a mustache.
It's the mustache.
Yeah.
Now the ginger mustache. Are you familiar with porn?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the era of the 70s?
Yes.
The ginger mustache is what they called it when a guy had a smaller penis, but a big, just boofy one up top, right? But he was a redhead, so they used to make fun of him behind his back. They called him the ginger mustache.
Oh.
Right.
Because it was just like a little head.
It was a
but
little
like,
nose with just a big, boofy mustache on top of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Genius.
I told you one would go sexual. I'm sorry. When we
there
cut
you
that
go.
one out.
That's a good one,
go back to
Nando. That's the
there.
definition of demolition. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm holding a beer here that's called Pyramid Beer. And in the picture, there's actual pyramids. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but when they found the tomb of King Tut, it was loaded with pyramid beer. It was the only beer to survive millions and millions of years locked in a tomb. How long was King Tut in a pyramid? 14 million years.
Accurate.
Pyramid beer. 14 million years later, delicious. All right, and we're back with Nick Scarpino, the bearded legend, soon-to-be co-host of the Beard to Beard podcast.
Beard to Beard.
Direct on MySpace and AOL Time Warner.
Yeah.
Nick,
I tell you that pyramid beer technology, fantastic.
I tell you.
A lot of beers can't stay good that for 14
know.
million years.
I know.
Not pyramid.
Nope.
Pyramid said, fuck you, rest of the beers.
Yep.
We're gonna stay good. No skunky here. No skunkiness here. Fresh.
Amazing.
Like the driven snow.
Yeah.
Like the snow that you pee in if you were in Pittsburgh or wherever the hell has snow and you want to put the Macuga label.
Pittsburgh has snow like 10 and a half months a
Is
year.
that the logo for the show?
Yeah.
You're expecting people to pee this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, if you drink enough pyramid and don't break the seal for like 4 hours, and you're like, I gotta pee, you run outside, you could pee the Josh Macuga show.
It's
you
a
just have
lot
to kind
of
of like
words.
pee in like a circle, like in
Yeah.
a round, and then step over the pee. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Kids, we're giving you just ideas for how to pee in snow. Listen, it's cold this time of year. You want to pee in snow. All right, Nick, let's talk. You're married.
I am.
How did you meet your wife shooting a wedding video?
No, I met my wife, it's embarrassing, outside of the worst club in San Francisco.
Taco Bell.
No. You're breaking my heart right now because Taco Bell can't afford to be in San Francisco anymore, so they got kicked out.
Get outta
Yeah,
here.
they're closing them. It's really sad. There's only one left that I know of, and it is the kind of place that legitimately, this is not a joke, had to put a sign up that said, if you take soda without paying for it, that's stealing. And it's one of those places that has the doors where you go to open the bathroom door, you have to put a quarter in.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of place. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's terrible.
San
I still go
Francisco.
there because I like that sweet beans. You know, I like that sweet bean and cheese burrito.
God, I
It's tasty.
love Taco Bell.
That's so fucking good.
So good. Anyway, we're digressing.
Are we going
The
to Taco Bell for your birthday tonight?
The
Yes.
sponsor of the show is Pyramid, not Taco Bell. But
One day.
one day
Taco Bell
Pyramid
wants to
will
bring
be
that money.
sold at Taco Bell.
We're willing to talk. We're willing to talk Taco Bell. Holler at your boy.
How'd you meet your wife?
So
Outside the worst club in San
I was
Francisco.
knee deep in my 20s.
Okay.
And we used to go to this place called the Comet Club in San Francisco. It is very seedy, and it was the place that when everyone was done with the reputable clubs, when people wanted to go dance, they'd go to the Comet Club afterward. They'd be like, you know what we should do? Let's go to the Comet. Yeah, fuck it. It's it'll be hilarious, right? But eventually we figured out that we could skip the regular bars and just go get a seat at the Comet Club. And then when everyone came in drunk, they'd be like, I'm tired. I was dancing, but now I just kind of want to sit down. Oh, can I sit down with you? Yeah, you can sit down with us. And it was kind of genius level thinking, we would be able to meet people that way.
Let's ease up on the genius clutch there.
It was, some people, they used to call me a beautiful mind. That's what they used to call me.
Yeah,
they used to call me Russell Crowe, beautiful mind.
Definitely. Yeah.
And
they used to call me Gladiator.
So, well, I didn't, I've never heard that. So I was outside, I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day.
Cool.
And I was outside smoking a cigarette.
Like all the good ones do.
Live and learn, Can't,
cigarettes.
You can't make
Don't smoke cigarettes,
no,
kids,
they're terrible.
Later on in life, you will just miss them terribly.
God,
it's not
you'll
about
miss them.
health or quitting. It's just you'll miss them.
It's a wicked, wicked temptress, and you keep coming back to work.
Oh, man.
So I was outside smoking, and these two women walked up to me, and one of them wanted a cigarette. And they were both fairly attractive human beings, and I was fairly, sauced up on the courage juice. And so the first one asked me
Is that
first.
the name of your first album, Sauced Up on the Courage
It's
Juice?
just how I live my life, quarter mile at a time.
I like it.
And one of them asked me for a cigarette, and I said, I don't know why I said this, but I locked eyes with this really cute brunette that was standing behind her, and she looked like she was like, I want to go the fuck home.
Like, I hate this guy
And there was
already.
something about her that's like that I was just like, I gotta know who this person is,
Yeah.
and I have to just get this person in here for one drink, just to let her know who I am. And I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that. And so I
sound
said,
like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
it was, I gotta see a guy about a girl. And so the first girl that was there was like, can I have a cigarette? And I said, yes. I don't know why I said it. I said, yes, but you have to tell me her name.
Whoa,
And
that's classy.
Heartbroken, because I think she thought I was kind of, like, I was like, I didn't read the signals right. She didn't want a cigarette. She was just like, what are you guys doing? And
that friend is clearly still like
they're not friends
spinster.
anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I think she got married and divorced. But so and my wife retells this story. She goes, I don't know what about you made you think you should have that level of confidence. And she actually told me, she goes, you had the confidence of a much taller man that day. And I was like, and she said hello, she told me her name, and I was like, you got to come in here for one drink with me.
Yeah.
I know it's a terrible place, but there's a good song. And it was like mid-90s hip-hop night, so it was like, come on. All the stars were aligned in my favor, because who doesn't want to dance to mid-90s hip-hop?
You're dancing real close.
And she tells the story of how this place was so crowded and there was a little ledge, right? And I got her a drink, we were drinking, we were just hanging out, trying to communicate with each other, but the music was so loud, it was ridiculous. And someone had bumped into her, and she slipped off the ledge, and I don't remember this happening, but apparently I wrapped my arm around her and caught her.
You're Batman.
And then just put her back on the ledge, and we kept talking, and she was like, at that point, that was when I wanted you to ask for my number.
Whoa.
And then I drove her home.
Yeah.
And all of my friends were in the car behind me, because that's what you do when you're 20. Like, someone has to. This is back before Uber, when you had a designated drive.
Right.
And you just hoped that the guy that was your designated driver
Was
wasn't
like the
that
least
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I walked to her, and I was like,
Don't do that, kids. Don't do that.
I had a really good time meeting you. And she was like, I had a really good time meeting you too. Here's my number. Under no circumstances am I making out with you in front of your friends. That's not going to happen. But here's my number, and I doubt you'll call me. Like, I bet you won't call me.
Don't
And I
ever
was like,
say
what
bet to
kind
me.
of fucked up reverse psychology is this? Because I will take that bet. I can win that bet, because I could just call you.
Yeah.
And I called her the next day, we went out.
Boom. And then 13 years later, married.
Well, no, what happened was we dated for a while, and then we broke up.
Oh, no.
Because I did not want to be, I freaked out. I was like, I'm not done being single.
old meltdown.
I am 30, I'm just getting to the place where I am making a little bit of money, and I'm just getting to a place where I feel like I've got my head wrapped around life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden comes this amazing woman who's like, no, you thought you had it figured out? You don't. We have to do all this other stuff. There's rugs in your future. You're gonna spend whole days
Throw
rug
pillows
shopping.
for days.
Oh my God, the throw pillows, you're gonna get literal printouts put on the couch so you can see what the throw pillow looks like before we buy it. True story that happened a week ago.
True
and
story.
You want to talk about genius level intellect? I was like, God, this is actually
True
really
story
helping me.
that
I like the
happened a
heart
week
one,
ago.
I like the D one.
True story that happens once a week in this apartment. She's
Yeah.
like, what do you think of this one? I'm like, it looks the same as the
Perfect.
other ones.
As you say, it's perfect.
It's perfect. I
We
don't
have
have,
a- we
an
have a-
opinion on pillows.
We have a saying in my household, if I say something's fine, it's the devil. So I can't say fine. She's like, what do you think of this? I'm like, it's fine. She goes, well, it's gone. It's gone. It's either going to be great or it's out of the house.
Yeah.
So no, we broke up for a while, and because I was, I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal with commitment. I wanted to be single. I had just gotten to a place where, we talked about me being overweight. When I was an overweight kid, I had this ideal person that I was supposed to be in my late 20s. And I think a lot of guys go through this, where you have this idea, you're fed this bullshit of like, you got to go out there and sow whatever a wild oat is and rack up numbers and be a conqueror of these things. Meanwhile, I had
Avoid
this person.
STDs like the rainbow board.
You're just like fucking Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize was, in reality, I was kind of done with that part of my life, and I was clinging to it. And so when we broke up, I'll never forget this. I still have it. She sent me this, after 6 months, this letter that and she went out to Papyrus and found the most dull.
She's like Preston in Can't Hardly Wait. She just drafted the letter over and over again.
She wrote this letter in the most depressing gray cardstock she could find. And I don't want to tell details, but it was basically like, hey, I'm moving on. Ooh. And I saw it and I read it and I had an come to Jesus moment where I was like, I'm letting the best thing that's ever come into my life, like, go right now. Because of some stupid notion of me not wanting to progress in my life.
Who knew that gray cardstock could do that?
Fuck me, dude. Like, I see this and I'm traumatized. Like, it's oddly close to this color gray. Can we paint the desk before the next time I come back? And so I called her that day and we hung out and worked on our relationship for a really long time. And then, boom. And then I did the second scariest thing in my life. I asked her to marry me. Yeah. And then that was followed, no, I'm sorry. That was the third scariest thing. Second scariest thing was buying the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when I didn't realize it until that day.
I stared at it for like 2 weeks. Like every day I'd just come home and just look at it and be like, fuck. This is everything I've ever met.
I didn't realize what engagement rings were for. I always thought it was this antiquated thing, like this just building into all these stupid stereotypes, until I bought one. It's a gut check moment.
It is.
That's what it's for.
Oh, 100%.
It's, hey, do you want to take everything you have in the bank and maybe a little bit more and put it into one thing that you don't even get to wear?
Never.
You don't get to wear.
Yeah.
And then the second you hand that check over, you're like, oh, I do. I do want to do that because this person's worth it.
It's cool. Yeah, you're right.
And she looks at it every single freaking day.
All the time.
I catch her looking at it and I'm like,
yes, I fucking did it.
I did it right.
Sometimes the missus will walk out and she'll be like, I forgot my ring. I'm like, get the fuck
in there.
House
Oh,
and put it back
my wife does
in
the thing every once in a while. She's got a couple more. We've gotten her a couple more bands for like anniversaries and things. And every once in a while she just likes to wear the bands and I'm like, hey. And I worked freelance gigs for like 4 years to pay for that thing for people not to know you're married. Get out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Beautiful story.
Thank you.
I look forward to meeting the missus at some point when I head up north.
You gotta come up north.
We'll go to that quarter-operated Taco Bell's, bring in a full bag. Let's go to the deep end. This is the part of the show we answer some of life's deep questions. If you don't want to answer it, you can pass.
Yeah,
this is a wheel of destiny.
I like to answer things. If I don't answer it, I'll...
There you go.
Worst job I ever had was the very first job I ever had, which was a minimum wage job. Believe it or not, there's something worse than wedding videos. I was a pizza cook. I was a cook in an Italian restaurant. Yeah. Minimum wage.
Done that.
And at the end of every night, and this is the very first time I worked there, and I thought he was kidding with me when he said this. He was like, okay, you're done working. We have to clean the kitchen now. And I was like, all right, I'll clean the kitchen. What does that entail? And he goes, well, see those gutters right there, which had been like, they have these industrial gutters that have this little grate so that things can't go down them, but there's just shit caked on there that has been stepped on. Well, you got to clean that out. I'm like, okay, I can stomach that. And then he goes, and then when you're done with that, you got to go into the walk-in freezer. You got to take this scraper and you got to scrape all this shit off the floor. Get it all off because it freezes into the floor. Yeah. Like we're talking pepperoni that's dropped off, noodles, all these things that can just get ground in over the night as the cooks come in and out. Crock after fucking rubbery crock is in there. So I had to scrape that every night and then, get it down. And I thought to myself, this has got to be as bad as it gets. Yeah. And I think it pretty much was.
I had to do that same thing, but at a honey baked ham. You are welcome, world.
I do love honey baked ham, though.
You want to do one more? All right, not bad. We're going to do one more.
Your producer says.
There you go. The hardest you've ever cried.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely in the getting back together with my wife stages.
Whoa.
Yeah, as we did some therapy and as I did some soul searching, I cried pretty hard.
Attaboy.
But like man cry. Man cry.
Yeah.
One tear, and then I will it back into my eye.
I watched the This Is Up after the Super Bowl.
There it is.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, go.
All right. Here we go.
Give it.
Are you a cuddler?
Yes.
Barbecue ribs or buffalo wings?
Oh, buffalo wings.
Flip cup or beer pong?
Neither.
Are homeschooled kids just the worst?
Yes.
Ever had sex with somebody you're not attracted to?
100%.
Ever told someone you love them when you didn't?
Yes.
Do you go out of your way to recycle?
No.
Are you worried about climate change?
No.
Sopranos or Breaking Bad?
Sopranos.
If you had a hot stalker, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Should a guy wear Should a guy wear a cowboy hat if they don't work on a ranch?
No, absolutely not.
Correct. That's the correct answer. Favorite SNL cast member?
Ooh, Will Ferrell.
Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison?
Which one's the golf one? Happy Gilmore.
Who let the dogs out?
No one knows. We'll never know.
Jennifer Lopez or Jennifer Garner?
Jennifer Lopez.
DuckTales or Chippendales Rescue Rangers?
Oh, shit, you're asking the hard questions. I gotta go Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Okay, whoa.
I give it to DuckTales, actually.
Okay.
Because Darkwing Duck had a spin-off.
Yeah.
It was the only show that had a spin-off.
And Launchpad
Chippendales?
McQuack was a hell of a guy. Star Trek or Star Wars? 2 minutes.
Fuck. If you had asked me that before The Last Jedi, I would have said Star Wars, but I'm gonna go with Star Trek.
Whoa, that much, huh?
Yeah.
Favorite Girl Scout cookie?
The Samoa.
Ben or Jerry?
They're really better when they're together. They really are.
Most money you've ever spent on jeans?
$200.
Do you floss?
Yes, I do.
Martini or Manhattan?
Ooh, martini.
You ever kept your socks on during sex?
100%. It gets cold.
What's your favorite Seinfeld episode?
Soup Nazi.
I'll give it to you. You ever been skydiving?
Yes, once.
Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
Fucking who answers Wheel of Fortune to that? Jeopardy, 100%.
That's correct. Do you have any nicknames?
They call me the producer/seducer.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore after the whole Me Too. Sorry. We kind of...
Best fast food French fries?
Best fast food French fries would be, I think Burger King has the best fast food.
What?
Yeah. Try them again. Try them again.
If you owned a bar, what would you call it?
Knickknacks.
Oh, yes! Bing, bang, boom. Favorite YouTube video?
Favorite YouTube video?
Under a minute to go.
Damn it. My wife likes this video, the first video I ever hosted, which is about the Donkey Kong monster truck that I did for IGN. She watches it once a month. It's the best.
That's just love. My wife's never watched anything I've ever done. Do you have stickers on your car?
No.
Can a guy with chest hair wear a deep V?
100%.
Do you collect anything?
Spores, molds, and funguses.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Ever punched anyone in the face?
Yep.
2 seconds. Ever had sex in a public space?
Yes.
Are DJs just people who are good at iTunes?
Yes.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt? 20 seconds.
Frozen yogurt.
Electric toothbrush or regular manual?
Regular manual toothbrush. What am I, Gigi?
No, you got to use the electric.
Okay.
What pops up first when you Google yourself?
Probably Nick loves cocaine.
Blue cheese or ranch? 8 seconds.
Blue cheese.
Is your MySpace profile still active?
Don't have MySpace
Would you
profile.
would you feel okay naked in public?
100%.
When you lost
From the waist
virginity,
down.
was it good?
No.
What famous person would play you in a biopic?
Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Nick Scarpino, ladies and gentlemen. The legend.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for being on.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
making the trip. I got to come up to San Francisco, hang out with you
Please
guys.
do. You are welcome
Kick
anytime.
it. And then you and I need to do a night in San Francisco where that includes drinking and then blacking out and smoking cigarettes. So.
Okay. Fantastic. I will watch you do all those things. And I will Instagram them.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Nick Scarpino, guys. See you next time. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go to Facebook. I'm also there. Support our Patreon campaign. If you're watching the Josh Macuga Show, you're doing something right. And that something right is giving random people hugs when they don't want them.